Been a very long time since we've done one of these, a couple of months now. Welcome along to Behind the Bar podcast, brought to you by RT Fitness and the Barbell Club, in-house and online, where we take you from complete beginner to photo shoot ready. So we're in the house today. We've just literally come off our shred today, me and you.
Thank fuck for that.
Cheers. How was your first meal?
Delightful. So I had Mammy Lita's spring rolls, which they're just so good. I mean, me belly's feeling it straight away. It's a bit of a shock after what we've ate for the last 9.5 weeks for me.
Yeah, we have literally just come back. How many minutes ago?
About an hour ago.
About an hour ago. I mean, I'm still wearing the same clothes as what some of the photos you might see in it. But yeah, what results did you get?
Yeah, I can't even remember. Was it 6 kilos? It was definitely 6 kilos. What's that in pounds? 12?
A bit more.
Bit more than just over 12 pounds.
I'll work it out there. So
12
6
point.
times 2.2. 13.2.
13.2.
So in old money, it's just shy of a stone. Mm-hmm. And that's in 9 and a bit weeks. Obviously, your starting weight is a lot lower than people's, so that's quite a big body percentage, isn't it?
Yeah. Like I kept reminding myself of the fact that I wasn't heavy to start with. But it's weird because like you're always chasing numbers because you see everybody else chasing numbers. I think that's always the thing. Everyone's chasing a number.
Yeah.
So like I was always chasing numbers, and every time the scale was staying the same, I was getting really pissed off because I knew I was doing everything right. I wasn't cheating.
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
I was just making sure that it was on the right settings. Oh. I've never used this camera before neither, so fingers crossed everything works.
So yeah, I was chasing numbers. I set myself a goal that I knew realistically I probably wasn't going to reach. But that was just to keep us focused, I think. Yeah.
Because normally on these with people will like say, as long as you're around 30 pounds away from true leanness, mm-hmm. then sort of you can really dial it in to get there. Mm-hmm. But that's over a 12-week period. Mm-hmm. And we've done it mine's been 9 weeks today, I think.
I think I've just always got to do it, like, obviously I look at athletes and I look at competitors.
Yeah.
And for me, it's always that thing in my head of like, I don't need to get that lean. Like, that's not what I'm going for. I'm not going on stage. But you still do look at the pictures and go, oh, I'd love to look like that. But then it's like, I wouldn't want to put the work in for it. And I don't mean that to sound lazy, because I'm not. But there's just not that want there to push it to that extreme.
But that's their purpose.
I know.
And they generally do it, like Coach Luke, like 16, 20 weeks out. Mm-hmm. Slowly tapering it down and then ramping it up. And they aren't just doing, like where we do steps and 4 training sessions a week. They're generally training 6 days a week plus an hour of cardio a day.
Plus the steps.
Plus the steps on top.
Yeah.
And probably a more rigid diet than us.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I mean, when we started this, like, you obviously booked Luke in for a photo shoot because you knew I said I was going to diet down for the holiday. And I think you knew that the holiday alone wasn't enough of an incentive for me.
I knew it wasn't.
But then when you booked Luke in, it was like, I have to get the photos better than the last one because obviously we did the very first shoot.
Mm-hmm. Close to 2 years ago.
And that was a right fuck on for me. Like, the end just disappeared with the Ben being poorly and off school and all the rest of it. Hit and miss with training. Probably my steps weren't there then neither.
It was worse months as well because of it being, we started at the end of September, didn't we? Mm-hmm. And that was 12 weeks all the way up to like was like the week before Christmas or something, wasn't it? Or 2 weeks maybe before Christmas.
It must have been before that, because we went on the Christmas night out
On
and
the
then
14th,
got COVID.
we did it on the 13th, yeah, because then the clients were the week after, weren't they? That's right, yeah. Yes.
See? I remember.
Still middle of December.
Yeah.
And we hadn't been training that year properly because of all the COVID, so we were doing loads of home workouts, weren't we? We were still doing some weights in the home workouts when we were doing the lives. And then we came back in the April, and then it was still like hit and miss with the training, wasn't it?
I mean, you've got to think really that very first photo shoot for me was me kind of just trying to shift a bit of the chub from having the Ben, even though it had been a couple of years.
Yeah.
I hadn't been in a routine at all, and it gave us a kick up the arse to get into some sort of routine, but it was still messed up with the sleep and the Ben and sickness. So yeah, it was like, I think despite being happy with me photos, I always knew I wasn't really happy, because like I wanted a bit more of the old Sarah back, like the bit more that I identified with a bit more muscle mass.
But you're talking 5 years because...
Oh, I know that.
Yeah.
So then obviously this time I know I've got some of my muscle mass back.
Yeah.
So I know like, I came in lighter this time than my last shred weight, but I've got
with
more muscle.
Mass, 100%. And plus for you obviously since you did that first one, you've seen all of our clients get some of them fucking amazing, and you're like, I want that. But they've had that set routine throughout. They haven't had the lumps and bumps. I mean, they will have had all the rocky road ahead, but not sort of not what you had really in it, was it? Because it was every time, because we had a shitload of coaching issues, didn't we? At the time, wasn't it? So every time you got into your routine, where I was with the little one, then one of the coaches, one of the shit coaches, would fucking drop us in it. So then I'd be back in full-time coaching, and then that would be your routine knocked up again.
It was just always very stop-start, but yeah, this one's been totally different. I found this one a lot better. Obviously, training's been on point all the way through. And I went into it in a good place as well with me actual training. And I mean, do you know what it is, right? And this is, I don't know whether you'll tell us off for saying this. I never thought I'd like using the app. I didn't think I'd like using the online app. Because I thought, well, fuck me, that's just me going back to training by myself.
Yeah.
I'm never motivated training by myself, never have been. But I'm still going in when there's people in the gym, so I'm still getting my social side of it. Because that was always a big thing for me, coming out of the social side of coaching.
You've always liked being coached.
And I always like being coached. And I like the crack. I like the crack in the gym. I like to have people to have a bit daft laugh with. But I'm still getting that, even though I'm following my programme on my app. And I am actually pushing myself. I think I could maybe push a little bit more, but kind of because I know there's people in there, it's like I can't like dick about.
Is it because you see the numbers on the screen?
Maybe. There's always that, it's like, right, I did this last week, I shouldn't really do it again, I'm going to do more. I mean, there's obviously dick swinging involved as well, but when you've got the number in front of you, if that's what you did last week, it's like, I know I have to go up. So it's like that, just fucking do it. It's like being told what to do via my phone.
Yeah. I'm going to talk about me now.
Good, I've talked about me for fucking ages.
So yeah, I jumped onto it. Basically, yeah, put the pressure on Sarah to get the photo shoot done. All the clients get it done in any way, and I knew it would be a big motivator. And it was like, fuck it, let's just jump on it. I started in a much better place than my last one. I've stayed quite lean, especially this year. Like, obviously I came back after Christmas a little bit heavier, but then I like dropped that, and then I've just pretty much maintained. I was quite happy with my physique all the way through the year. I think I even said to you at one point, it's like, I'm actually happy where I'm at. And it's never been a point ever, I don't think, where it's like, actually, yeah, this is where I like to sit. So I've sat there quite a while, but then time to dial it up. And it was like, well, what can I do in that 9 weeks? Where do I want to sit at my weight level and all the rest of it? And it was relatively easy. And I know people might hate that, but it was, in a way. The weight did quite fly off. I mean, my calories, I started off on like 2,500 with 200 plus grams of protein in there. And then that started to drop, like say, to 2.3 some days, 2.4 some days, but generally between the 2.3 to 2.5. Sometimes if I felt tired, I'd go to 2.5, but then drop back down. But that kept it quite balanced throughout. And I know that's quite a lot of calories to some people, but both of us was always minimum 15,000 steps. Yeah? Mm-hmm. You started on 12, didn't you? Did you start 12?
Well, you announced to everybody in the group that we were going to do 15,000 steps. And I was like, fucking, I barely scratched 10.
Yeah.
And because it was still the last 2 weeks of the 6 weeks holidays, I thought I'm not going to put any pressure on myself to get those steps in. If I don't get them in, I don't get them in. But then I ended up getting them in, which was mental.
And we did. Sometimes we say to clients, if you can't get your steps in, then march about on the spot. And we actually did that quite a lot, especially if it was raining or anything like that, because we're proper fair weather people. Like, we don't want to go out in the rain. I mean, it's absolutely lashing down now. But we're fair weather people, so we put the music on sometimes, bounced about. And you probably beat me on steps most of the time when you were in the office, didn't you?
Which is quite shocking, really.
For some days being in the office, what did you hit?
Like 18.
And still got all your work done.
Mm.
It's one of them time frame things what people always say about like being stuck to a desk, all the rest of it. And that was Sarah's excuse pretty much for a long time.
Do you know what?
No,
it was. I didn't want to do them. I didn't fucking want to do them. That's it. That's me being completely brutally honest. Every time I said, I don't have time, I'm in the office, I don't have time, I've got the burn, it was because I didn't fucking want to do it. And that's always the big thing for people. They won't admit that they just don't want it enough. And I don't know why I feel like there's this pressure. Like if we were ever asking people like who wants to do the next shred or whatever else, and like some of them don't really want to do it, and that's fine.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it. You don't have to want to do that. And if you don't want to do it, you won't do it. You will make the excuses up.
We always get somebody like that on the shreds. Because people start the gym, most people are never actually truly ready when they're starting like a gym journey or anything like that. And that's why a lot of people fail. Or you've got the people who just enjoy coming to the gym, but then they want to ramp it up. But they think they want to ramp it up, but then when it comes to it, they don't. Yeah, isn't it?
It is, but do you know that thing like where people always say like you've got to be happy with saying no? Best decision, best thing you can do in life is learn to say no.
Yeah.
And know that saying no is actually okay if that's what you want. It is. It's like, you know, when I get on about balance and all the rest of it, it's like, if you want to say no to something, say no. Don't feel guilty for it. Fuck that. You do you.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. Like, if you're happy going to the gym to train for the social side because you enjoy it, you're not really that bothered about dieting. Don't diet. Don't do it.
Yeah.
That's it. But people think they want to do it initially because, like me, they'll see a picture and they'll go, oh, I want to look like that. It's like, do you really? Do you think that will make you happy, really?
I think most people do want to look like that, but they just don't understand what the work is involved.
No, I know, but I think also, like, yeah, sometimes they do look at it and think, yeah, I would love to look like that, but maybe they think that that's going to make them truly happy. But then when they start the journey, sometimes they're like, do you know what it is? I'm actually more miserable trying to do that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's like, you don't have to do it. you don't have to, unless you've got a husband like Ross who books a photo shoot, then you're fucked.
I think we went off there, didn't we?
What was the point?
I think I was talking about the step. I was talking about my steps. Yeah, I was talking about me.
Did I turn around to general like, no.
I think it's because I'm always asking the questions, so it then always ends up coming back whoever's on me left, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. So anyway, me.
It's all about you the rest of the time. It's fine.
No, it's when it come to the steps, that's what it is. Like I did 15,000 steps, 2,500 calories, and then went down to 2,003. So, but on average, where I've looked over the data, it has come around 2,400 average across the last 9 weeks. I've dropped 8.6 kilos.
20 pounds.
Yes, close to 20 pounds, or 20 pounds-ish in that weight, in that time frame. I did guesstimate about 16 pounds, and then I thought it would have dropped about 14 pounds. But same again, like most people, I thought originally, I've only got 12 pounds to lose because of where I was sitting. Same again on the last, whenever I've done a diet in the past, it's like I've only got X amount to lose. And then when it's actually come down to it, I had 20 to lose.
But did you?
Probably not. Like I've looked
over the last 3-4 weeks, you've looked at yourself repeatedly.
Yeah.
And said, I'm happy with where I'm at. I'm happy with where I'm at.
Yeah.
You've still had your energy. You haven't been flagging. You haven't been grumpy. Did you really have 20 pounds to lose? If you were going to go on the stage or whatever else, like where does this, I've got this amount of weight to lose come from? Because there was a point where you didn't want to weigh yourself in case you were coming in even lighter.
I know, that was a strange little thing, that. But it was, I probably didn't. I probably could have taken, getting probably about in the same photo shoot style photos about 3-4 weeks ago, I think. Yeah, same with you, I am not a stage competitor, never will be, couldn't give a shit about it, because even for that stage competitor, I wouldn't have been even close. Mm-hmm. But what we're always trying to show clients is that a photo shoot is something different to that. It's not where you have to kill yourself or anything like that. And where I've said I've found it easy, it's because I've switched up a few food choices and implemented some nice food choices in there, which has actually been brilliant throughout, and that has kept the energy in there. But I have been a knob sometimes, ratty. Both of us have been ratty. We have.
I haven't been that bad.
We have. We've had little snaps, but we've never went into a full-blown argument or anything like that.
I think the closest I got to really ripping your head off is when you had a protein bar the other day.
Oh yeah.
After telling me I couldn't have any carbs, so here's me sitting on between 7 and 15 grams of carbs a day.
By the way,
and Ross brings out a fucking protein bar.
Yeah, but just on the carbs thing, there's nothing wrong with carbs. It's just a bit of a final week manipulation thing. That's in the very last week of a photo shoot, and only if you're super lean. I just want to put that out there straight away, because people just think, oh, carbs, why does he drop his carbs? I'll drop my carbs. Yeah. No, not at all. So don't drop your carbs. My carbs actually have been between 250 to 300 grams of carbs all the way through that. Not that I was actually counting carbs, but that's what the food choices came in at. And I mean, basically my meals were, on a typical day, protein pancakes with banana, berries and honey. Probably a Clearway at the gym when I was training, like a Clearway protein drink. Seasoned chicken breast wrap with either spicy sauce or tzatziki, another chicken wrap, and then on the night, a tikka chicken curry with rice, and then after that, a protein bar. So it sounds a lot, but it was between the 2.3 to 2.5. But that, because of the quantity of food, that's kept me satiated all the way through the day, and looked forward to the meals as well. Like a lot of those meals, like the tikka chicken we hadn't had before, like I experimented that at the start with barbecue in it, tweaked the recipe a bit, got it absolutely bang on. And for Sarah, who is the fussiest eater in the world.
Oh, it was lush. I liked it better when it was wet though.
A little bit more yogurt on the
when
sauce,
it was a little bit, when it was a little bit wetter, it was just
But we
nice.
we got that nailed, and that was like predominantly most of the food. Like basically, prior to this as well, like I was always having chicken thigh fillets. So the basic thing what I've changed up is chicken breast, just to lower the calories in that. But I would never used to eat chicken breast because I could never get it moist enough. Really, it was always too dry. And now we found that, I mean, it's a pure staple now.
That'll be it now. That curry will stay in.
That's an abs. And I'm not talking making a curry from scratch, because we can't be asked to do that shit. Like we're talking, so yes, the tikka chicken does take a little bit of prep, but then, and we've got a rice cooker to cook the rice.
Pataks.
Yeah, patak sauce.
Madras, tikka masala, korma.
Yeah.
Cycle,
yeah. And that's it. And then when you've got your tikka chicken cooked, it's literally you just put your weird chicken into a pan, the sauce in, heat it up, serve with rice, what we've already cooked up. And it was about 600 calories.
Yeah. Depends on the sauce, but yeah.
6 to 650 range, depending on the sauce. And that was our main meal on the night, and it was just lush every single time, and still is. And I can't wait to have it again. Yeah, because we haven't had it this week due to the last week stuff. But yeah, bang on. And that, why I'm saying it's easy, is because all of that there made it easy. There was no super high calorie foods in there because chicken breast super lean. Obviously, the wraps was only 180 calories a wrap, and it was a big wrap. Obviously that with the chicken breast, bit sauce and spicy sauces are next to nothing. There's a bit salad leaves in there twice a day, and then the protein pancakes were coming in, I think less than 400 calories. So yeah, that's why it was easy.
And I was averaging 1,600 calories all the way through until maybe the last couple of weeks, and it was under. But I was getting my protein in. Protein was always the big focus for me because I'm shit with it. So it was like me isolate at the gym, protein shake, UFit, 50 grams.
50 grams.
Yeah.
And that's pre-made, just done, don't have to think about it.
I just like ease.
And it's nice.
And it's nice. I still wish they did the vanilla ones in the big 50 grams.
They stopped, didn't they?
Because that tastes like cold custard. Sometimes I'd have a Snickers protein bar. Sometimes I wouldn't.
Yeah. Or during the day? Right, yeah.
Because actually when I started, I was eating porridge on a morning. I was having porridge.
Right.
And then it was like this, that I don't know. I don't get hungry till later in the day.
You've always been that way.
And I've always been that way, and I try to change it. And I don't know why, but it was like, right, I'm going to change everything I do. I'm going to have porridge as soon as I get in from the gym. So I was having like a big bowl of porridge. Well, not a big bowl, but a bowl of porridge. And then I was like, later in the day to have me shake. And then it was the curry. And then it was like, I'm like peckish afterwards, but I didn't have room for a protein bar and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like, why have I tried to change it? So then I took the porridge out, and it was literally the isolate, the shake, protein bar if I was peckish, curry or spag ball, and then a Snickers protein bar.
Yeah.
And that was like me done. I was quite satisfied. Weekends is what I struggle with, because it was like, if I'm sitting playing Fortnite, I just want to eat more. But do you know what it is? That just goes to show how habitual my eating generally is, and how habitual eating is for a lot of people. If your habit is on a weekend, on a Friday, Saturday night, getting a takeaway and then sitting eating crisps or chocolate or whatever else it is, you kind of need to find something else that's going to fill your time, or like a meal that's going to satiate you to the point where you don't just do that. because naturally you will want to just do that.
Especially on a dieting phase.
I mean, I'm sure in the first few weeks I was eating fucking little breadsticks with cheese.
Oh yeah, still getting them in there.
I was like making them fit,
Right, yeah.
but it was killing us trying to make them fit. Mm-hmm. And it was like that battle of habit and necessity.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And I think with your calories as well, like so 1,600 calories, for somebody of Sarah's size, still hitting those amount of steps, some people out there are going to think that's way too much calories, but it's not. For us and our clients, like on the low end, we'll put them on 1,700. If they really really light and towards the end of a diet, yes, we'll lower them from there.
Or if they're really short.
Or if they're, I don't know, say height.
I don't think so.
I don't know. So yeah, if they're, I said really small. But yeah.
When you say small, I think small.
Yeah, small, yeah. Sorry, really small. So like if you're talking like a 5 foot person, something like that, yes, their calories going to be a lot less. But there's only generally those type of factors come into play. And people still think that they've got to eat 1,200, 1,300. I mean, I hear coaches all the time putting them on stupidly low calories, like to start with, and then they wonder why the clients are fucking up. It's because it's just unsustainable. Thing is, 1,600 calories, like where Sarah has split out all those meals, like that works. And that was worked for a dieting phase.
We still had meals out with that as well.
And we still had meals out. We went twice to Ask Italian with our Tesco vouchers.
I think I did that. We did Nando's a couple of times as well.
And Nando's twice. Yeah. The Italian, I think you went quite heavy on your calories on those days, didn't you? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'd never be a one for having a light meal in a restaurant, but I did actually look at the option menu, like of what the calories are in it, and it was a sea bass, potatoes and veg type thing. And that's what I got. I repeated that twice. I'm sure it was under 600 calories. And it was quite nice, actually. And then the Nando's is always going to be the easy one. If you're in a dieting phase or you're out and about and you're trying to maintain anything like that, it's the easiest place to know to get right. I don't know what I got the first time, actually. I don't know if I got a half chicken.
Probably.
A half chicken and 2 veg, which is quite higher in calories. That might have been like 750, something like that. But then the second time I got the double breast chicken burger.
Mm-hmm. And that copied off, yeah.
And that was about 550, about 550, something like that. And that was quite satisfying. I always get the extra hot, and that one was fucking super hot, wasn't it? Remember?
You said it was, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, anything to add in that? About the eating?
Do you know what it is?
We went out as well for my birthday.
Yeah, we did.
And we did get pissed.
Yeah, but we only managed 5 drinks.
Yeah. But I'm saying, but that's for us. I was tipsy on the night.
Yeah.
I felt quite good the next day, to be fair.
And we came home and had a home-cooked curry.
Yeah.
But I did put 2 waffles in with it. Potato waffles. Yeah. Oh, it was so nice, though.
But that was a non-negotiable that we were going to go out for my birthday.
Our anniversary.
And it was our anniversary day as well. So it was like, definitely going out. Went out with a few of the coaches. And I knew what I was going to be drinking. Hit the drinks. Just ate my normal stuff, what I did in the morning. And then came to the night. And I did say we'd have that. So literally when we got in, tikka chicken's already made. Tax jar, rice, done. Lush. Most people would have fucked up at that point.
If I hadn't had you there, I would have.
Yeah.
Because I was talking about takeaways from the minute we went out.
Yeah.
Because that's just like a natural thing to me. On the way home, we'll get a curry.
Yeah. It's always been our thing, that.
All I want... Do you know what it is? I didn't even want a full curry.
Habit.
I didn't even want a full curry. I just wanted curry, rice and chips from the Chinese. like the £2.50 trays. That's all I wanted. They're not £2.50 anymore. They're about £5, but that's all I wanted. So if I hadn't had you, I would have fucked up at that point.
You're basically, those waffles was like, well, I'm fucking having waffles.
Yeah.
type thing in your head, wasn't
I
it?
don't even think they were cooked properly, you know. I think they were like a bit cold. And I was just
So
like,
good.
ugh.
Yeah, but that's the trade-off. I mean, we did all this. Obviously, we've lost the weight. Yeah, I think we did a fucking good job. And we haven't had the photos back as of recording this. But there might be some pop-up on the screen by magic. But they looked good. You looked amazing.
Thanks.
Yeah, you did.
I mean, do I even need to say you did?
I did well, yeah.
You're like a massive throbbing one of them. Veins all over.
I mean, what's next?
Holiday?
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a holiday. Yeah, but what's next? I think this is the thing. Like, what people will get wrong when they finish a diet like this, or because we've seen it time and time again with clients, even though we'll try and reverse them out of it, teach them ways of stuff like that. You'll always get people, no matter what, just royally mess it up because they've been so focused for so long. Because we've been so focused for so long, and it feels like, oh, what do I do now?
Well, I said that to you in the car this morning. Like, I get where people feel a bit lost afterwards because it's like, oh, what's next? Even though I know in my head what's next, it's still like...
Yeah. I mean, we do have a holiday, but then we've got to have that what next as soon as that's back in.
I think, yeah, for me, it's just kind of going back to some of the sort of set meals that we've now found that we enjoy.
Yeah.
One of the things that I always find when people are coming out of the shred is they want to keep dieting and they want to stay on little calories. And it's like, it's a really hard one. And I don't like using the phrase disordered eating. But it's like, being in a constant diet is disordered eating. Being in a constant surplus is eating too much is disordered eating. I mean, I hate it when it's always men, look at food as fuel. That's like, that. Sometimes I think that's borderline disordered eating because it's like, well, you don't get any enjoyment out of it. Do you know what I mean? So I think, like, for me, I'm not going to ramp my calories up. I want to go on a lean bulk. But for me, it's like, yes, I will be tracking my food still, but I just want to go back to having that flexibility to eat some of the other foods that I enjoy. I'll still be having my protein bar in a night because they're lush. I'll still be having my curries. I'll still be having my spag balls. I'll still be having my protein shakes. Like, my diet is pretty much going to look the same.
Yeah.
But I might be able to have a can of Coke. We might go out on a weekend for a meal.
Exactly, yeah.
And like, it's balance. I know I keep saying it and I say balance. People are going to get me a sticker for the wall saying balance because of how often I talk about it. But it's such a massive thing. You've got to find the balance for you. Overeating shit, undereating shit, eating foods you don't enjoy, shit. Find the meals that you like and you'll stick with them, and then the calories are never an issue.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I feel like a fucking broken record.
No. It's one of these things. It's like, our activity levels are going to drop. I mean, we are going on holiday where we're going to be walking about everywhere. So our steps is probably going to go up.
I'm not even wearing I'm not wearing my Fitbit.
Yeah, you're not wearing your Fitbit, but I know our steps are going to go up because when we are on holiday, we do tend to walk quite a bit. I've tracked it before, it's like 20,000 plus because we're always walking to and from the shops and around the pool. So our steps will be there. Like, obviously, we're going to eat out on holiday. We're not going to be pigs. Like, we will be eating out and trying things, but we're not going to go mental.
That's something that you've changed over the years that I've been with you.
Yeah, 100%. Like, my holidays.
And habitual again.
Yeah.
I think when you book all inclusive, it's always like, well, because I've booked, I'm going to get what I paid for.
Yeah.
And you used to have 5 plates.
Oh yeah. Big
at
time.
one point.
But we're not having all inclusive.
Well, no, but like you've changed with that. Even when we have been to all inclusives recently, you don't go and get 5 plates and then get cakes.
Yeah.
But when we first got together, that's what you did.
Yeah, I think that's from Fence House's mentality.
All paid for.
Yeah, take as much as you can. But people's activity levels do drop. Ours will probably drop after when we come back from holiday. A little bit. Like, we're still going to hit our 4 sessions a week. So that's when it does come in. It's like, we're just going to continue eating the same foods as what we're having. We're not going to be in a deficit then because our activity levels are low. But what it is going to give us the balance to is go out for a meal on a Saturday night, have a curry, like a few, like every other week or something like that. I mean, I'm not saying a meal out every single week, but we could, and we pretty much maintain, or with the calories what we've actually having, that is actually our little maintenance, and then that meal out is going to put us into that little surplus what we want to actually build a little bit more mass.
So what's your goal now?
Well, that.
Weight?
Or weight-wise.
Physique?
Physique-wise, because I'll be doing this again for my 40th in September, so I know. So I'm going to be doing like 12 weeks back out from that. But for me, like I had a silly goal of 200 pounds, like to get to. Currently, this morning, I weighed 154 pounds.
No, you never. Did you actually?
Yeah, 154 pounds. So that's like 46 pounds off, which is actually...
That's ridiculous. That just sounds ridiculous.
That's more than 3 stone on top, if you're talking that way. But I'm going to do it probably a bit slower than what I've said in my head the last few weeks. And what I'm going to do is I haven't messaged Dan yet, Coach Dan. I'm just going to tell Coach Dan to tell us what calories to be on and just tell us basically what. I'm still going to follow the Barbell Club online program, 4 days a week, nothing more, nothing less. And Dan is just going to tell us what to have calories wise. I'm just going to say, look, just tell us what to do and I'll do it. Because I need that in place so that I don't go mental in myself in a way. I know that I can do it all myself, but I'd rather just have someone kicking me ass about it. And that's it. And see how far we can push it without gaining as much fat. Because I do want to come into seeing next cut or whatever else for me 40th. I need to be bigger than this. 154 pounds sounds childlike. And I was messaging someone today actually. I was saying I'd like the next one probably to land at 165. Because I did say 170, but I think that would be trying to really push it for the mass. So I think 165 to 170, still about the same leanness on here. So that probably means I do have to go to about 190, because then that's 25 pounds down in 12 weeks. That sounds about right. Yeah. So 190 I'd have to get to, if we're talking pounds.
Oh, all I can think of is, I've got to do this again next year.
No, you don't have to. That's the thing. Imagine if you like just slowly did it all the way through, then you know how well you've done in like 9 weeks. Mm-hmm. So it's like about staying relatively lean to be able to do it in 9, maybe 8 weeks.
Yeah, I keep talking to Paige about what I actually would like, and I think that's always the thing. In my head, I want to be like lean as fuck, but like really, I look at CrossFitters, and it's like, yep, like.
But you're looking at CrossFit athletes.
Nah, but how we're like thick. I want to look like, like no, not thick, like thick. Like where you look at the waist and it's like fucking solid, and you just wouldn't want to mess with them, but they're still lean. Do you know what I mean? Like where it's like, I want to look strong lean, not frail. Like I'd snap it like that, frail lean. I'm lean,
yeah,
but I feel quite like delicate, frail lean.
Well, you don't, and plus you'll never look like them because you don't train lower body.
I know. Well, I've always said I want CrossFitter's legs, yeah, but I won't work for it.
No, exactly. So.
But I might be able to get a CrossFitter's core.
So it's like you're saying basically about those people who don't want it, like earlier on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So,
listen to your own advice, Sarah.
Exactly. So yeah, I think we'll wrap it up.
We've waffled a fair bit there, haven't we?
I know, I like that.
I hope people have taken something away from it.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get a few more of these in the pipeline, but we are going on holiday. So yeah, thanks for listening. Cheers.
Thank you.